Today we are making the opposite of a video I made about 2 months ago. Now in that video I was talking about the uncomfortable things about being in Korea for a long time and then going to England, such as not being able to find good Korean food, bowing to my friends because I got too used to bowing in Korea, and a couple of other things which you can see here. And today we're doing the opposite. So I was recently in England for about a month and I came back to Korea about 2 weeks ago, and of course there are some things that have happened which are basically because of culture difference. Now obviously nobody likes to hear someone sit there and talk about negative things about their country, so I'm really trying not to offend any Koreans which are watching this, considering my audience is actually about 90% Korean anyway. But these are things that I have genuinely felt since being here, and things that probably other foreigners have felt. So just watch this with an open mind, please. So let's begin. British food. Now I know the world seems to have this thing about British food saying it's crap, but as you know, I love British food and it can be really hard to get it in Korea. If you want to eat it, you kind of have to make it yourself. I mean, you can go to Itaewon and find the ingredients and then take it home and cook it, or you can go to Itaewon and they have some pubs which cook English food, but it's never as good as back home, obviously. So that's definitely very uncomfortable when I come back to Korea. Deodorant. Now, we've been through this before in one of my videos. Koreans do not have smell from their sweat. Looking at the comments from that video, it seems like they're missing a certain gene which makes your sweat smell, which is why this might sound kind of weird to people who have never been to Korea, but it's true. Korean people, when they sweat, they don't smell. It's really annoying because I do smell when I sweat, and I do, like most other foreign people, need deodorant. But because Koreans don't have this problem, they don't really sell deodorant. Your choices are very limited and it's kind of hard to get it sometimes, and it's very expensive. In England we have a vast variety of deodorants. You can get sprays, rolls, and there's loads of different brands and smells, and yeah. In Korea you literally have like 2 to choose from, and they're both roll-ons. I think there's one spray, but you know, it's not even good. So this, from a non-Korean point of view, is very uncomfortable when you come to Korea after being in England. Being different. Now obviously I do not look Korean. I may speak Korean, but I do not look it. So when I'm in Korea, obviously I look different. But after going to England, you know, you get used to looking like everyone else basically and just blending in. When you go to a shop, no one looks at you because you look different. You know, you just go to a shop, you buy your stuff and you're done. In Korea, obviously, because you do look different and they don't have that many non-Koreans here, when you go to a shop, obviously, yeah, they do look at you twice, and sometimes they'll look at you a bit longer because you just stand out. And anywhere you go, anything you do basically, you stand out, which brings attention to you. Now sometimes this attention, I must admit, is nice. You know, you feel a little bit special sometimes, but most of the time it's just a little bit uncomfortable. You know, when you want to go to a shop just, you know, to buy some noodles or whatever, you don't want someone staring at you. And when you get on the subway, you know, you just want to get on the subway and relax. You don't want to be, you know, feel like there are people looking at you, which there are. I mean, I understand, it's obvious, you know, if someone's different, yeah, you do look. Even I look at foreigners now when I'm in Korea, which is really weird, but I do. So yeah, being in England and being normal and not being looked at, and then coming back to Korea, yeah, it is a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. Online payments. Now, online payments in Korea, as most Koreans probably know too, are a nightmare. In England, when you do an online payment, you put in your card details on any site, there comes up a notification to you for you to give your password from your bank, and then the payment goes through. It's done. It's very easy. You don't need to download anything, you don't have to wait, you can just do it. Any website. In Korea, no. In Korea, when you try and pay with your card, you then have to download all this software. Then you have to put in your phone number and other stuff, and then get a confirmation code that you then put back into the software. And then sometimes it will then make you download an app on your phone so that you can even use that software. And the whole thing takes ages. And then sometimes once you've done everything, you still get denied for some odd reason. And you just want to like, and more annoyingly, they'll make you use Internet Explorer, which I hate. Google Chrome is the best, obviously. basically it can just be a bit of a nightmare. They do have some other ways that you can pay, like bank transfer and using your phone, which are helpful. I do like those. They're a lot easier. But still, if you go to England and you get used to doing the English way and then you come to Korea, it's uncomfortable. But I do understand why. It's obviously for your safety and protecting your account and whatever. But when I'm trying to buy some socks online, I don't really want to care about safety or my account. I just want to buy the damn socks. Not that I actually buy socks online, I don't do that. But you know, for example, football matches. Now this is something, you know, a lot of my audience might not even care about, but I love football and I know a lot of other people do. There are two things. Obviously, if I want to watch English football matches, they usually come on very late at night. Often a lot of them will come on at like 12 AM or, you know, past 12 AM, like 1, 2 o'clock. So it makes watching them very difficult. The second thing is actual football pitches in Korea are always AstroTurf. And this is something, you know, all Koreans will know when you're doing physical education in school or you're doing any sports. You always use AstroTurf or use a dirt pitch, which is not the case in England. In England, we always use grass pitches pretty much for everything. So after being in England and playing on the grass, coming to Korea and always having to play on AstroTurf, yeah, it's sometimes a little bit uncomfortable, because playing on the grass in football is actually a lot nicer because you can fall on the ground and not worry about scraping your legs. And yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of playing on AstroTurf. That is it. I hope I haven't offended anyone with my things that I find uncomfortable here. I think most people will agree that they're quite rational and actual, yeah, they are things that are uncomfortable. I hope so anyway. And that will do for today. Thank you for watching, and as usual, I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.